We on? Is the melanin on? Yes, it is. Hey, what's up, everybody? This is your girl, Miss P. I hope that you are doing fabulous, darling. How are you doing? I would love to know, how are you doing? How is your year going? Make sure to go ahead and thumbs up this video. I'd really appreciate it. Subscribe if you haven't already. It's free 99. And make sure you follow me on all my social media, including Snapchat. And something I would love to know is, what do you do? Not what do you do in the literal sense of like, what's your 9 to 5 every day? Like, no. I want to know, what do you do when it comes down to, you know, do you have a blog? Do you have a podcast? Do you do photography? Do you have like a website where you sell shit? Like, what do you do? I would love to know that. I think it's just amazing. You know, everybody has a hobby. Everybody has a hustle, whatever you want to call it. I think you should. Everybody should have something that they're really, really interested in. Some people love freaking shit, I don't know, buttons and sneakers and bags, and you know, some people just love like niche stuff, and I would love to know, what is your niche? What do you love to do? Down below in the comment section with your comment. Now you gotta comment, okay? That's the main thing you have to do. You have to comment about the Real Housewives. Go ahead and get it popping down below, but we're gonna go ahead and get into this episode of Real Housewives of Atlanta. Child, it was a lot. We are still in Maui. Okay, sidebar, Maui is beautiful. Just gorgeous, darling. Gorgeous. We are at the table still. They do like a little rewind it back so that we know what had happened was. And did y'all, I didn't hear when Phaedra said it didn't matter. Baby cakes, it does matter. I know that you're freaking frat, you're team Porsha, but right is right and wrong is wrong, boo. Ooh, Kandy was like, I'm gonna choke the, y'all better hold, cause I'm gonna choke the shit out this bitch. The funny thing, the shakiness in her voice kind of leaves whenever she's really mad or upset or gonna choke the shit or beat the shit out of somebody. Like, she goes from, cause I'm gonna beat the shit out this bitch. And it's like, ooh, this is when I knew Porsha was a savage. She was about it. She said, ooh, well then choke me then, please. Ooh, I kind of like it. Todd was like, yo, I ain't seen my baby this mad since like Pillow Talk. They do a little revert back to what happened at Pillow Talk. Yeah. Yeah, she was mad at Pillow Talk. This one, she was like little mad. On Pillow Talk, she was big mad. Phaedra got up trying to help the situation and sit her down and say, oh my God, it's going to be fine. I understand. Okay. But y'all remember, Todd, you had said some stuff about me. And I was like, it's not about you, boo. And yes, this is someone's reputation. Y'all all talk about each other. But as far as drugging and all that type of stuff, like, that's a bit much. You don't play around with like people drugging you and doing all sorts of craziness that you be seeing on these crime shows. Okay. Sidebar, my mama loved them type of shows, and she texted me the other day talking about it. I was at work. This was so random. She was like, girl, I'm watching this show, and have you heard of these women that be, you know, with these men, and then they kill them and eat them? I said, oh, oh, hell, I did a Maya from Girlfriend. Oh, hell no. Absolutely not. Like, you gonna kill somebody, and then you gonna make them into a human kebab? No, thank you. Oh my God, Craig, you taste so good. Like, like, ew, no. But anyway, I said all that to say, like, there's no correlation. But anyway, yeah, it was a correlation about the drugs and being on a crime show. But seriously, don't do that. Stop it. And Phaedra, sit down, ma'am. This is not about you. If you're not trying to keep the peace, be quiet. The whole time, Porsha was just as mute. I mean, mute. Porsha, like, just as mute. Her and Todd over there in their own little world. And all I have to say about this whole situation is quit lying. Folk know when you're lying, because first of all, you quiet. She got the receipts, you don't have any receipts. Kandy was being walked back to her room. She called her a lying ass freak hoe who wanted to eat me till I came. Like, that still makes me laugh. I was like, well then, okay, Kandy, lying ass freak hoe. Y'all remember from Wait to Exhale, mommy? What's a freak? I don't know why I thought it. I think it was the freak comment from Kandy. I was like, and your ass ain't a freak, but okay, we got it. It's the next morning. Everybody done got them some rest, we hope. And they're calling whomever back in Atlanta. And Sheree, she wants this housewarming to be spot on for the chateau because, you know, she don't want it to end up like Kenya's, honey. But the whole time I'm sitting here like, ma'am, it's taking you eons to get into this chateau. And all you thinking about is making sure that all these floors are bolted down so you don't look like Kenya. Kenya is at least in her house, okay? Ma'am, can we just worry? I hope the season finale is her living in the mansion. Like, oh my God, I hope all of her, I don't follow her on social media, but I hope all of her social media is in her house. I hope she does Snapchats in her house. Like, I just hope that she makes this chateau all that it can be. She better host meet and greets at the house. Like, weddings can be at the house so she can get her return back. Because, man, you put a lot into this, man. A lot. That same day, they're going to do the boat trip. And Kandy, she's talking to Todd, and, you know, it was a long day. So she calls Phaedra because, you know, frickin' frack, they came together. And she basically tells Phaedra, I think she need to chill with her man. She need to play with Todd. Not my Todd, but her Todd's balls for the rest of something, because she just not invited. I was like, ooh. But I keep forgetting it is Kandy's idea for the trip, so I mean, she has every right to do that. Meanwhile, Porsha thinks everything is great. Her and Todd in their room. There's a knock, knock, knock at the door, and you know who it is. It's Phaedra in her every year when they go off somewhere, Phaedra has her nasty wear. This year, it was like, man, you are one shift away from that tit being out. Put it up. Put it away. This is from high school where girl put it back and not make a scrapbook out of it. Something with it, but I don't think it should go on your body. I really thought it went on one of Aiden's action heroes. Last couple of years, I was like, yes, Phaedra, you better do that bit. You better do it. But this year, burn it. Put it away. In Phaedra fashion, she comes and relays the message that Todd and Porsha's presence is not wanted at the boat trip, but her ass is going on the boat trip. Phaedra was like, you know what, I think that's best that y'all don't come because she might kick your ass off the boat. Todd was like, I don't really care. You know what I'm saying? Todd is just happy he on this free trip, man. Okay, I would be too, babe. What else you want to do? They're on the way to the boat trip, and you know what? I forgot that there was a kicking fest last year with Cynthia and Porsha. I forgot about that. It's funny how time flies. They do a flashback to the night before while they were at the table, and Porsha said she felt as though she's been bullied and she has to stand up for herself. I'm sitting there like, man. Kenya is trying to be the mediator Yanla for Kandy in her ear the night before. Girl, hush. Girl, bye. She just wants to antagonize you, is that word I'm looking for. And she just doesn't have it within herself. Be quiet. Phaedra talk about she can't call what is a lie or what isn't. Ma'am, a lie is a lie. While they're in the car, it's nice to see Uncle Ben and Cynthia civil. We're climbing to get out, girl. Now you want to climb back on that? Okay. All right. Cynthia, girl, you like the wind blow. Like, you just go wherever the wind blow. You do. We get to Bob and Sheree. Child? Okay. First of all, something that I've noticed, Bob was not sweating in this scene. He's been sweating all season. He wasn't sweating in this scene. I said, okay, strike one. Ray was like, you know what, that's cool that Cynthia and Uncle Ben can be civil. I don't think, child, we couldn't have been. And he was like, yeah, I mean, whenever we had first broke up, we were in Vegas, and I was driving, and she was asleep. I wanted to take her seatbelt off so she can go straight through that window. I was like, first of all, that's strike number 2. Who the hell says that? Calmly. No. Kenya and Faye were looking like, what the hell? Like, they were in the back seat like, huh? He said, I never hit her. Like, he was saying it like he really believed that. And everybody was even looking like, well, Sheree was the main one like, meh. But everybody else is like, I doubt it. I bet even the camera crew was like, this nigga. Have I ever choked you? Like, okay, first of all, how do you ask somebody, have I ever choked you? Like, you remember that bit? You remember that? Sheree was like, yeah. He was like, could you still breathe? I said, okay, strike number 19. How do you ask somebody with a straight face, could you still breathe? Have I ever choked you? Like, little questions that don't make no damn sense. Yo, if I did, I'm sorry. Maybe I should have choked you a little harder. I said, ain't this about a bitch? Bob, your bitch ass, I can't. I'm not. I told y'all something was up with Bob's ass. I told y'all. He ain't right. He ain't right. I'd have dropped his crazy ass, and you know I hate saying people are crazy, but I'd have dropped his crazy ass off at the side of the road, and he would have walked his happy ass back to the resort, and then he would have got his happy ass back on the plane to Atlanta, because ain't no way. Absolutely not. And you know what? Then I felt really, really bad for Sheree, because I'm sitting here like, you were going to give this dude another chance. Like, he really... Woo! True colors are gonna always show. And then we see this vulnerability from Sheree. Like, she couldn't even hold it in. She started crying. I mean, even Kenya was trying to console her, and Phaedra. They were all just looking at Bob like, is your ass crazy? Are you stupid? This dude is laughing. Like, that's when I was like really over it. That's when I was like, yeah, his ass could have been dropped off, because ain't no way you just gonna laugh at this type of situation. No, showing no remorse, no nothing. Phaedra had to tell his ass to apologize. And this is how the apology went. I mean, I like Captain Crunch, but I mean, when you don't leave me no milk, I just, we gonna always hold my hand. We're gonna always be there for each other, right? I mean, I'm just gonna always get on your damn nerves. That's just how it's gonna be. Don't cry. You know I don't like to see you cry, but cry again. Like, that's how he was. I was literally, what type of apology is that? Child, Ray, you deserve so much more, ma'am. So much more. You don't, Bob's ass, bye. That's what I'm gonna call him now. Bye, Bob. Okay? Sweating ass Bob. Bye, Bob. It's time for the boat trip. The boat is the size of a Cheerio. I will say that boat ride seemed really, really fun. It seemed like one of them Disney rides. They all meet up for dinner. They're actually laughing. I was like, interesting. Phaedra, she then has to bring up the restoration service. And Porsha. Everybody like, can we just enjoy? Do we have to talk about this right now? But I do understand why Phaedra brought it up, because she's sitting here like, yeah, we had a good time, but I mean, Porsha's here too. Maybe we've all been through some shit together, but we can all sit here and talk. Child, you know Kenya wasn't here for it. I know her and Faye. They try to make amends. They ain't gonna never be besties. And they don't have to be besties, but they can be civil. So I see what Phaedra was trying to do. So everybody agrees to go to the service. Even Kandy came. It's time for the restoration service. I don't know. They did have the crackers and the wine, so they did have the communion, kinda. The Cheez-Its and the Moscato. But, okay. So everybody comes in. Kandy come in. She just sitting over to the side like, I'll just have a water. I don't want to talk about nothing. Ray opened it up because she did want to talk to Kenya about what had happened was with them a couple weeks back. She said that Kenya was mocking abuse. Kenya was like, because you said that I provoked what happened to me. It goes south and then it goes east. Both of them dig at each other. I feel as though domestic violence, hitting, spitting, all that shit, you should not be bringing that up as a dig or a jab. They both said they accepted and they gonna move on. They just not gonna talk about that no more. And I was like, yeah, you just leave it alone. Then it was an awkward silence, and then it was time for the elephant in the room, Porsha versus Kandy. Porsha was like, and I just see that the truth is really hurting you, Kandy. Like when you were crying and Kandy was like, hold up, I was crying, it wasn't about you. What really got to me was I supported you like through everything, okay? Even when you wanted to sing it, you know your ass can't sing, but I supported you, okay? And I said one thing, that was the truth. Now you just want to talk about me? Porsha then said something that made me go, you a lie. She said, well, I mean, if somebody gonna say something about me, then I'm gonna clap back. I just gotta say what I gotta say. And even if it doesn't come out, I said, ooh. Okay, so you basically admitted that you were lying. Stop lying. You a grown-ass woman. Quit lying. How we get to Phaedra versus Kandy? Mind you, Phaedra has this, I think it's the lie oil in her. When it comes down to talking about her, deflect. Oh, no. She brings up to Kandy that she didn't like that she said that she was with other dudes while she was married. And Kandy was like, well, you know good and well, I mean, maybe not 1,000 dudes, but you was talking to other people outside while you were still married. And this is what made me laugh. I see why Porsha and Phaedra are freaking fracked, because they talk the same. Child, listen, I wasn't talking to other dudes, plural. I was talking to singular. But it ain't got nobody's business. Like, it doesn't matter. You alive. For once, I agree with Cynthia. I agree with Cynthia every blue moon, but I definitely agree with her about that restoration service. That was a waste of outfit, lashes, time, makeup, Cheez-Its. It was just a waste. The next day, and Bob, he fluffed up, and he called Sheree to come to the jewelry store. Sheree ended up saying yes and came. He laughing yet again, but they started talking about different things, and he was like, I'm trying to be better. Can't you see that I'm being better? And she's like, actually, no, not from yesterday, because you think this is a game, what had happened with us. He's laughing. She's like, and you're even laughing right now. She was getting choked up. He was laughing. He was like, well, maybe this is my defense mechanism. Not every time. Like, there's a time to be serious. And then got the nerve to say, I'm not laughing while he laughing. I was like, Bob, get out. I can't with you. Sheree, please go. Go home, Roger. Don't you try it again. Don't you do it. You got a good heart, girl, but don't you, leave him where he at, child. Y'all can be from a distance for the children, okay? But, Don't try again. That was the episode. Down below in the comment section, I would love to know, what did you think about this episode of Real Housewives of Atlanta? I see all of my comments, and I'm definitely going to bring back the shout outs. Never know, you just might be in the shout outs. So get it popping down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. And I will see you on the next video. Peace, love, and war. That good stuff. God bless.